Welcome! Today I'm going to show you how to make a hot chocolate but using a few basic ingredients where it could actually be dairy free. We use a bit of butter in it, so it's not strictly dairy free, but that's an optional thing that you can do anyway. So to begin with I cheat and I pre-boil my kettle. You don't have to do that, but I will put my scales on and I will measure in 30 grams of cacao butter, just basically a small handful. Now this is enough hot chocolate to make a serving for 5 of us, 4 adult size serves and a small one for our youngest. So I reset the scales and I'll put in 80 grams of, I've just got broken cashews that I get through my co-op here. And these are all organic as well, so it's organic or spray free. So that's 80 grams of that. I've got 2 medjool dates. If they're really big, then I'll potentially only do 1, but so that's ended up 35 grams. I generally do 25-ish grams, so that'll do. So then I will pop the lid on and chop that all up on about speed 8 for about 10 seconds. So now I've chopped that into a rough chop with the cashews and the cacao butter, and I found a little cheats way to make the hot chocolate even smoother. Now if you want to, you can skip this step and just fast forward to where we add all the water, but of the pre-boiled kettle, this time I've put about 220 grams, it doesn't matter exactly, 200, 220, 250, and then I actually will put on the mixture for about another 20 seconds on speed 10, and that will actually put the cashews and everything into a bit of a paste. Makes it a bit smoother at the other end. So we'll turn that one up. So now that that's finished, it's essentially a bit of a cashew milk now, with a bit of cacao and date bonus extras. I'll put the scales on. I'll put in 20 grams of cacao powder, again all organic, nice source of minerals and nutrients in there. And another little secret ingredient that I put in, this is the last dregs of our other block, is some butter. Again, if you are dairy free, then you could skip this bit, but we can have this no problem, and it's a good source of retinol for the body. Oh look, I had enough. So anywhere about 30 or 40 grams is fine. So that I've had 35. And then the total amount of water that we need for having 5 of us having some, and there's a couple of us which have a little bit extra as a bonus, we want about 1400 grams in total of water. So because I've already put 220 grams in, I need this time to put around about 1200, a bit under 1200. Hopefully I pre-boiled enough water for that. Whoa, a little bit short. Let's grab a bit of extra to top it up. It's not going to be an issue. Again, this is not an exact, doesn't need to be an exact science. I'll pop my lid back on, set the time for 8 minutes, 65 degrees. Now, something interesting that I've found here is that it can be beneficial to do about a minute on full speed to really, again, make it into a smoother final product. But also I started off doing this with for about 6 minutes, and that ended up with a bit of the cashews left over. So what I found is doing 8 minutes, you can do it a little bit slower if you want, but either way, about speed 6 is good as a basic point. That's the highest that you can go while it's cooking. And so we'll come back at the end once it's finished. So my hot chocolate's been going for 8 minutes on speed 6 at 65 degrees. Realistically, it's just maintained the temperature, and you can now see, hopefully, a nice frothy hot chocolate. Some of the family get marshmallows in there, some don't. So you can see this size cup that this makes. So if you don't need as much, you can just scale it down. I might provide some examples of amounts that you could use if you want to adjust. And you could also make this and then it reheats absolutely fine. So and so there you go. That's what can be dairy-free hot chocolates, no nasties and no pre-made, pre-sugared and additive filled hot chocolates.